But you gotta just sit there and wait your turn. I sat there for years when other producers were blowing up and I wasn't blowing up, and I was looking at these other people like, why are you blowing up and why am I not blowing up? Yeah, and then the music just blew up, and ever since I've just been making money. Now I can do whatever I want. I can go anywhere. I can drive nice cars, go to nice places. I was in France driving to Belgium. He texted me. He was like, bro, are you in Paris? I was like, no, I just left. He was like, bro, come back to Paris. We'll go studio. I was like, okay. No one's gonna just give shit to you. You don't deserve nothing. No one deserves anything. You gotta take it yourself.
W tym odcinku będę rozmawiał z Kosfingerem, czyli producentem z Wielkiej Brytanii. Produkował on m.in. dla Netflixa oraz dla takich artystów jak Central CEE, Digga D, Rodwave, Soulja Boy, Kyle Rich i AJ Tracey. Także lista jego placementów jest naprawdę ogromna. Posiada on także bardzo dobrze prosperujący kanał Typebeat. Porozmawiamy sobie trochę o jego historii, o tym czym się zajmuje, jak zdobywa swoje placementy, jak pracuje z artystami. Podzieli się z nami wieloma wartościowymi radami, które będą przydatne dla każdego producenta. Jak zwykle zachęcam, żebyście oglądali do końca, a ja już nie przedłużam i zaczynamy. What's going on, guys? Today I'm with Kosfinger.
Yo, what's good, man?
First of all, man, tell me how long you've been making those beats. When you started making music?
I started making music like 8 years ago, 2017. I was in school, high school. Yeah, we had like a music production course in one of the classes. That's how I learned, and then I just enjoyed it a lot. So I got a laptop, I got a MacBook, and I downloaded Logic, and I just started making beats from there.
But now you in the full studio, right?
Yeah. Fuck Logic.
Yeah, for sure. And I gotta ask you about you traveling a lot, because we was talking on the FaceTime and you told me that you traveling a lot. You going to New York soon.
Yeah.
Tell me more about those trips. Like you go in case of music or just you chilling. How does it look like?
It's a bit of everything, bro. Like, it depends. Most countries for music. Sometimes I go for holidays and stuff. But even if I go for holiday, I still go and I make music. Like tomorrow I'm going to New York. I'm getting flown out by a label to be on a TV show. And then after that, I'm getting flown out to Spain I'm gonna teach like producers how to make beats and stuff. Some masterclass.
Locked in it.
Locked in?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I gotta ask you about the Netflix placement, let me call it that way. If I'm not mistaken, you had something to do with Netflix. You can tell me about this situation.
Yeah, there was this TV show, they used my beat. I think it was a song that actually used my beat, and then they used that song in the show. I only heard the beat because it's only like 10 seconds of the beat. But it was it was Supercell. I don't know if you watch Supercell.
No.
It was just like, yeah, it was this UK, I don't know, it's an interesting show. It's about like they gave some UK roadmen superpowers. It was like #1 on Netflix in the UK, and it was big all over the world. Like people in America were watching it. But yeah, they used one of my beats in one of the episodes.
Yeah, that's great, man. Tell us, how do you get most of your major placements? Because you got some of the major placements, you got new placements very often as well. So tell me, how do you get most of your placements? Where they come from, basically?
YouTube, bro. Literally, like most of my shit is from YouTube. Obviously, some connections that I got, they led me to placements as well. But my biggest placements pretty much just YouTube or people that I know that they ask me for beats, and then I sent them out, like managers, A&Rs. But I don't really send out beats unless people ask them. So most of my placements, yeah, YouTube.
So YouTube is very powerful, right?
100%, bro. No one would know me if I didn't have YouTube, bro. Like, I would be no one without YouTube.
And what would you say in your whole, let me say, producer career, what do you do different? Like, what would you say is making you exceptional when it comes to your career, basically? Let me say, path that you took, the way you work. Is there anything that you do, would you say, differently to really stand out?
I mean, bro, everything that I've done led me to where I am today. Like, I don't know how it would be if I did it differently. So, you know, I'm happy with what I've done so far. I can't say that I'd want to do it differently. But right now, I'm working on, you know, other shit that I want to do differently now, because obviously now is a different time. You gotta stay up to date. You can't keep doing the same shit. So now I'm really trying to get on the TikTok stuff. I guess that's something I wish I had done more. I wish I would have spent more time doing stuff on TikTok and trying to get sounds to blow up on TikTok. But that doesn't really matter that I haven't done it already, because I can still do it now. It's never too late. It's not really a big issue. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm gonna do differently now, though.
Cool. And when it comes to TikTok, because you mentioned it, you got some viral songs, like you posted on your story, like this is some random shit that goes viral, right? In Nigeria or some shit. Like, tell us more about it. Like, you just do some remix for fun and then put it on TikTok and it goes viral, right?
Yeah, literally. I posted this one beat with a sample, posted it on YouTube. It blew up on YouTube like a decent amount, like 100k views or something. something. I don't know what it's like. But also I posted it on TikTok, and then I posted this funny video with it, and that video blew up, and then they made the sound blow up in like America and then Russia, and then now I think it's got like 20,000 TikToks on that. And then some French guy, he posted a video of him listening to the beat on YouTube. So the same beat, but it's like a video of him listening to it. That blew up in Nigeria, and now that's got like 80,000 TikToks on the sound. So yeah, man, I was like, fuck it. So I posted it on Spotify, and then yeah, it started blowing up a little bit on Spotify.
So you get money from the sound basically from Spotify as well right now.
I mean, I haven't seen the money yet because it takes like 1 to 2 months to get it from DistroKid. But probably, yeah. I mean, it's gonna have to be something.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of ways you do because type beats, right? You got AdSense money. You can talk more about this a little bit in a second when it comes to AdSense. You got placements, obviously, and now Spotify as well. So let me focus on AdSense. Is it good money as well outside of the just selling releases and beats exclusively?
Yeah, no, it is good money. Obviously, because I do samples in most of my beats, a lot of them get copyright, so I don't even make money from those beats. But if I was getting the same views without any samples, it would probably be even better, like a lot more money. If you have a type beat channel and you don't use samples, everything's from scratch, then you're gonna make a lot of money if you can make it get views. But for me, I made samples, I use samples, that's how it works. Everyone's different.
What would you say is or was your formula basically to blow up this channel and keep it going and keep it growing, just to not let it die or some shit? Just like, what was your formula basically? What was you doing?
I mean, to blow up, I jumped on the right trend at the right time. That's when K-Flock was blowing up. So I just jumped on the K-Flock type beats. I made a remix that blew up because the sample was blowing up on TikTok. Yeah, I posted the remix on TikTok, on YouTube, and then that got like 2 million views. That was like my first upload. Then it got taken down by Warner for copyright. But after that, every day I just posted K-Flock type beats. Main thing was just staying consistent with the tags, the titles, good thumbnails. Yeah, I just stayed consistent, bro. Like, you gotta stay consistent. And also looking at trends and seeing which samples are blowing up. Like, you gotta really just have an ear and an eye for it to see what samples are good to post. So I always did that, and then more beats would keep blowing up. And yeah, literally it was just YouTube. And then over time, obviously, the stuff that was trending changed. So K-Flock went to prison. That wasn't trending anymore after a while. So I had to change my titles to like, I started doing other shit. I started doing like sweepers type beats. Then I started doing Jersey Club, Jersey Drill, now Jerk Drill, Carl Rich type beats. And that's doing pretty well now. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
You expanded a little bit when it comes to your channel. You just not stick with one artist. You just like went more broad
No,
into the
I mean,
niche.
I stayed up to date with what's trending. Like with YouTube, you got to think about everything is just about the algorithm. So you got to see what kind of beats your audience wants to see. So if your audience were listening to K Flock back in 2022, that means they're probably listening to Carl Rich now. That's the sort of idea behind it. So I just switched over time gradually, like not straight away, but over time. You just stay up to date with trends. But I also did expand into other shit. Like I posted a few Little Baby type beats, and those blew up like crazy. And I guess that's because everyone knows Little Baby. But you can't just do any artist. Like if it's an artist that no one knows or like only certain people know, I wouldn't recommend just changing niche because you're not really supposed to do that.
Okay, cool, great advice. And going back more into your placements, I think I saw in your bio or somewhere else the Central CEE placement. You got something like maybe unreleased. Can you talk more about this?
I mean, yeah, one of my boys he's from LA, but he was in New York at the time, and Central CEE was in New York. My boy, he's a producer, but he doesn't really make drill beats. He makes more like trap and R&B. So he asked me to send him drill beats because he was about to be in a session with Central CEE. Obviously, I sent him the beats. I sent him like 30 beats just from my phone on iMessage, and yeah, and then he calls me like an hour later. He's like, well, like a couple hours later, he's like, bro, Central CEE just made a song to the beat. I was like, that's cool, man. Yeah, he never released it. It's just unreleased.
Similar situation is with Digga D as well.
No, Digga D is out, called Chief Reese Freestyle.
It was YouTube or just some other situation?
Oh yeah, that was YouTube. He just found the beat on YouTube. I had no idea. So I was in Germany at the time. Someone just sent me a video on Instagram. It was a screen recording of Digga D's live. And he was previewing the song on live on Instagram. Yeah, I saw the video and I saw it was my beat. I heard my tag. I was like, what the fuck? Because at the time, Digga D was someone I hadn't worked with yet and I really wanted to work with. So that was a big one for me. That was just a preview. And then I DM'd him on Instagram. I reposted the screen recording of the live, said like prod by me, and then I tagged Digga. And then he actually responded a couple weeks later when I was in France. I was in France driving to Belgium. He texted me. He was like, bro, are you in Paris? I was like, no, I just left. Because I was driving back to Germany from England to France to Germany. And then he was like, bro, come back to Paris we'll go studio. I was like, okay. We drove like 3 hours back to Paris. We had nowhere to stay. We just went, fuck it. We went straight to the studio with Digga, and then we made some more shit. And then, yeah, we left. That was good, man. That was in 2022.
Yeah, that's a dope story. I wasn't expecting that. So let me ask you, I mean, it's kind of obvious for me now, but do you make a living of your music?
Yeah.
And what's your main source of income at this point?
I'd say beat sales. I mean, I get money from everything, like beat sales, releases, like exclusives. I get money from Crate, from the copyright. I guess now I get money from Spotify, AdSense, bit of everything, really, bro. I do
Yeah, that's
trading. I
yeah.
make money from trading. Yeah, man. I started engineering, so I make some money from that as well. That's more just for fun. But I want to get into it seriously, more full time.
Damn, that's impressive. That's impressive for sure. Do you got any advice for producers who just want to go full time?
I mean, I would say keep producing as a hobby until it starts making you money. Like I was in university, I was producing for fun, but obviously producing, I wasn't making any money until I started making money. Like so, I wouldn't rely on it. I wouldn't go 100% in. I don't know. Every situation is different. I can't speak on other people, but for me, I was lucky because producing was something I just really loved to do. So I was doing it for fun. Like instead of playing video games, I was making beats. So it's like something I'll do in my free time anyway. So if it starts making me money, then cool. But for producers that want to start making money, I'd say YouTube, 100% YouTube. But you got to be good at what you do. YouTube or TikTok, or just find a way to get people to view your content.
And still, one more question about the YouTube. Do you had any like worst moments when you just see channel going down or some shit? Like, was this happening at all?
What do you mean? In terms of like copyright strikes or in terms of views?
Just the views, like, would you say, nah, this channel is going to just fell off? Or no moments like this, you just was going like either straight or just going up?
Before in like 2022, 2023, when I was at my highest moment, like every day I'd check the views of the videos, I'd really like analyze it too much and I'd be like, oh, this shit is getting slightly less views than the last one. Like, oh, this, and I start getting worried that my channel's gonna go down and fall off. But then I just started realizing it just depends on the sample and the video I use. I guess it was a good way to think because I kept on top of everything. Like I was making sure every video was like getting this many views, and if it wasn't getting the right amount of views, I'd get pissed and I'd like try and make sure I don't make that mistake or whatever. But yeah, no, there was definitely times where I'd be worried that oh the channel's gonna fall off, and then the whole time it was just I was just worrying for no reason. Like it was fine. But obviously the long term, the whole demand for drill beats has gone down. The whole genre has sort of fallen off. So it's not really, I realize it's not really my fault that the views are going down, but I can still make ways to get good views. So I'm still happy with how it's doing. Obviously it doesn't always get the same numbers as back in 2022, but then again, like some of the videos still do really well. So I'm not really worried. Plus I've made enough money from it to be happy with like what I've done. And I've got different plans for the future now. So there's a lot of things that I'm working on. So
I think that's a great way of thinking, right? And also when it
yeah.
comes to you being a full-time producer, how long you've been full-time? Because you said you make music for like 8 years now. So how long you've been full-time?
Since like October 2021. That's when my YouTube channel blew up. So since then.
It's been a long time. Maybe not long
Yeah.
time, but still, yeah, very nice. So
I mean, yeah, like 3.5 years. Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's been a long time. But
life went better, right?
yeah, no, 100%, bro. Like, before it blew up, I had nothing, bro. I have a lot more than what I had before. So
You was working a 9 to 5 back then or not?
no, I was in university. Like I had money saved up from before when I was a kid. When I was 13, I made YouTube videos and I made some good money from that. I saved that up. Went to university. Obviously, in university in the UK, you get loans from the government, so your university is pretty much free. They pay for it. But I didn't really have much money left. Like I had like maybe like 1K in my bank account, 2K, and then the music just blew up. And ever since I've just been making money. Now I can do whatever I want. I can go anywhere. I can fucking drive nice cars, go to nice places. Without music, I couldn't do that. I've never worked a 9 to 5, bro. I can't do that.
Thank God, yeah.
Yeah, thank God, man.
And let me ask you about the Porsche. You got the Porsche, your own car? Yeah, what's the Porsche? What model is the Porsche?
It's a 981 Spider. You wanna see it?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. I saw it on your IG a couple times from the steering wheel. You've been speeding, bro. You've been speeding a lot.
Nah, that's AI, man. That's AI.
Yeah, man. No roof and shit.
Yeah, man. It's a nice little one. Probably take it to the gym a little bit.
Yeah.
Not trying to show my number plate, but
Cool. Yeah. No problem. Yeah, that's dope.
But that's nothing, man. I could buy like a much nicer car now, but it's just a waste of money. So
yeah, I get it. I totally get it. When you told me that you trading and all of the sources of income, I just thought like, yeah, this guy could even buy better car. But I agree with
no,
that
yeah,
one.
100%. It's just like this one is fun and it's not that expensive. If I buy like a really nice expensive car for like 200, 300K, like cool, but it's just a waste of money, bro. I'd rather buy a house and have a cheap Porsche than have an expensive expensive car and no house, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact for sure. Going back more into you work with artists, do you go to the
Yeah.
studios often? Like you work often with artists in the studios?
Yeah, quite often, yeah.
And now you engineering as well, so you just like
Yeah.
connect it. You like your beats, and also you are the guy engineering, or how does it look like?
Yeah, most of the time, yeah. It depends on the session. Like sometimes my friends engineer, so they'll bring me to their sessions. If I'm engineering, then obviously I'm gonna play my beats. Or I'll just make the beat. I like making the beat live in the session. That's even better.
And you mostly use loops, or you make from scratch?
I could do both. I mean, it just depends. Obviously, a lot of the time I use loops just because it's easy, it's quick. But I make loops sometimes as well.
Cool. And going more into producer side, let me say, what would you say is the mistake that producers do just way too often that you maybe see it? Like, let's say networking, or maybe just their beats or the mindset or whatever. Is there anything you noticed?
There's a lot of things I've noticed. A lot of producers are just too worried about the small shit that doesn't even matter. Like they're worried about trying to get paid from these random drill rappers who don't even make that much money or that many streams, and they're ruining relationships with people over like trying to get paid for tiny amounts of money. When really, like with me, a lot of the time with a lot of rappers, especially if they're not that big, I don't really care if like I'm not gonna take their song down if it has fucking 20,000 views and they haven't paid for it. Like especially if I was starting out, I wouldn't do that. Obviously now I can, I could do pretty much whatever I want. But a lot of these producers, yeah, they're focused on very small things and they're not really focused on the bigger picture. So they spend a lot of effort doing just on stupid shit.
I know what you mean, most definitely. So I gotta ask you about your routine, let me say, or just the things you making sure it's done, like when it comes to posting on YouTube and basically your schedule or whatever. Do you got any schedule? Like what's your day look like? Because obviously you're traveling, every day is different, and I get it, but what's your like everyday task?
I try and post every day, obviously, but like sometimes I can't post or it's too late. By the time the beat is ready, I just wait till the next day. Like, I mean, most days I go to the gym, I eat food, I'll do some other work with music stuff. By 9 p.m. I try and post a beat or make a beat and for YouTube. And then, yeah, that's why it's hard because I've been wanting to post stuff on TikTok. It's just hard to make time to make the content and videos. And also I've been doing a bunch of vlogs and stuff in all these countries that I go to, but I have no one to edit them. So I need to start, like, I've been trying to edit it myself, but it takes time, man.
I'm an editor, by the way. We can talk, but
Yeah.
I get it, yeah, man. So no schedule at all, like just because me personally and a lot of producers have some shit that they just like, want to check out and just do on a daily basis. You just like remember about all the stuff you gotta do. You're not writing them out or whatever.
Honestly, like, I have a lot of tasks that I have to do. I'll just text myself on messages and I'll just text myself to do this, do that. And then I'll just check my messages and I'll look for the stuff I need to do. And if I have time, I'll do it. It's not the same. Every day is different, though. Like, every day is, so it's not really a schedule, but yeah, like, I have like a to-do list on my messages, yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah. That's another way for sure. And do you got any crazy situations? Because you, like we said, you travel a lot, you go in the studios and stuff. You've been in the game for a couple years now. So I know you probably got some, but probably not every story you can tell. But is there any crazy stories that you can tell us here?
I mean, yeah, there's some really crazy shit that happened recently. I can't say it though, but like I've had other shit. Like, when I went to New York for the first time, I saw shootouts, I saw like police chases, I saw a bunch of crazy shit. I saw, where sometimes I've been to studios with rappers and they've argued with each other and they had like physical fights in the studio. And these were people that are like friends. They started fighting, shit like that. To be honest, so much shit has happened in the last few years. I can't even remember half of it. Like, there's probably a lot of stuff that I've seen I just don't remember. The craziest shit I can't talk about.
Yeah, I can imagine, bro. So would you say that that's the kind of more interesting way of your path than just like sitting in your bedroom or whatever? Just like the traveling and all of the stories is like, in my opinion, seems really cool, and you got the adventure and experience, right?
I mean, I really like the traveling and stuff, but I would love to do it all the time. But when I travel a lot of the time, my YouTube schedule kind of goes to shit. Like last time when I was in America for like 3 months, I realized it's time to go back home because I've been traveling too long and my YouTube channel has been doing shit because I've been like doing too much stuff in real life and not really focusing on YouTube stuff. So, I can't travel all the time because it disrupts my routine. So you have to have a good balance of both. The reason why I'm here today, like with the music stuff, is because all the nights I just sat in my room just making beats for YouTube. So I need to remember that. I need to always do that. If I get off track, then I won't really be making the same amount of money from YouTube and stuff. So that's always been the main thing. Like everything revolves around the YouTube. As long as the YouTube is doing good, then everything else is doing good. Definitely travel shit is like amazing because I get to go everywhere. But you got to stay grounded and remember where you came from.
Yeah, for sure. sure. What would you say is your like last advice for producers? What would you tell them, for all the producers watching this video right now?
I mean, this is the advice that I had when a few months before I blew up. I was listening to this song by G Herbo. It's called, I think, Intuition. And there's a part in the middle of it where there's a quote. And I was on my way to the gym at like 3 a.m. And I was listening to it and I heard the quote and it just, that's really the shit that just motivated me. A couple months later, I blew up. But he basically said, there's either two reasons why you're not where you want to be yet. Number one is because you're not working hard enough. And number two is because it isn't your time yet. Your time hasn't come yet. So really, you just got to be patient and you got to make sure that you're working hard and your time will come eventually. Like if it hasn't come yet, it will come. But you got to just sit there and wait your turn. I sat there for years when other producers were blowing up and I wasn't blowing up. And I was looking at these other people like, why are you blowing up and why am I not blowing up? But then I heard that shit and I was just like, you know what, it's right. I'm working hard enough, but it just, my time hasn't come yet. So you just got to be patient. But also, patient doesn't mean be lazy and just sit back, do nothing. Like you got to be patient while you're working hard. There's something there, you got to take it. You can't just sit there. If you see an opportunity and you don't take it, someone else is going to take it. So if you really want something, you got to be the one to take it yourself. No one's going to just give shit to you. You don't deserve nothing. No one deserves anything. You got to take it yourself. And yeah, you just got to take it for yourself. But no one's going to give you shit for free.
100%, man. So, appreciate you pulling up today, man. You can tell us if you got any stuff on the way, what you're working on right now, basically, as well.
I don't want to spoil too much because I don't want people to start stealing my ideas. But yeah, I've just been working on trying to make shit blow up on TikTok. So I'm going to start posting more on TikTok and I'm trying to get some beats to blow up.
And still go on YouTube and just like keep it
Yeah,
moving.
of course. Yeah. YouTube is always going to be there. But on the side, I need to do other stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So, appreciate you all watching this. That was Kosfinger today with me.
No problem. Thank you.